skip each and every we will not skip a single content. So here I made a text file so that what all I will discuss here. Okay, so if you can see that what's the primary key, foreign key, and yeah, I have increased some of the text size. Okay, so I hope you can see the screen, which is the this is about the primary key. So I will see how many way we can apply the primary key or foreign key. A SQL constraint, a constraint means any kind of the rules so that we can apply on a table, on a column, maybe kind of the restricting the entry or checking the validation of the data type in a particular column or a particular table. So here my SQL server, I open my SQL server code editor. So I will use my database, which is my class. Okay, so already I have some tables, and this time I will create a table from starting level. This is my class table, and we will check here how many tables are there. So here some tables are here. Okay, so I will take here student and course table from 0 level. Okay, so select start from course. Okay, and again here select start from student. So I run both the query, and this is my table. So already I had applied here foreign key and primary key. So I will drop this table and I will create this table from the initial level. Before going ahead, I will use my Excel file. In Excel file I will use this again and again. I paste here, oh sorry, copy with header and paste here, which is the course table. I will say here like a tool. This is my course table, and this is my student table. So simply I will drop this table, drop table which is course, and create table course. Then I will say course ID, which is integer, and so I said that I can declare a primary key. So it will make a primary key, but if you want to put its a name in your way, then you have to say constraint. Okay, constraint, the name of the constraint, like I say pk course ID, then I will say it's a primary key. Okay, it's a inline creation of the primary key. So in the same line I can write again the next line for the column, which is course name, where I say 20. Okay, so you can write here in this way, or you can write here directly primary key without supplying this. Okay, so if you're writing this all in the same line, then you will say it's a inline. I create and run here. So oh sorry, I have not dropped before creating a table. It's a duplicate table error. So before going, I will drop this table. Already it's saying that a primary key has been already there, so I'll also drop both the table. Drop table student. Firstly actually the scene is that already I had created last day foreign key over course on using the student table. So before applying, you can't directly delete the parent table because any relationship has been built up there, so you can't directly drop or delete there. before you need to delete, firstly you will drop you will remove the constraint or the relationship, then you can delete the parent table. Otherwise firstly delete the child table, then later you will delete the parent table. Okay, so firstly I will drop this, and now I will try to drop this, then both has been deleted. So I say you are creating a constraint in using the inline method, so simply create this and run this. Incorrect syntax, oh sorry, create a table, course id integer, constraint, name of the constraint primary key, course name varchar, and you have to say course id, sorry. So now the command has been successfully created. Okay, so if you are applying inline, or you can also do that in this way, like it's a inline, I again drop this, I try to make in another way, now I dropped it. So here you can make a comma, and this is the outline making a creation of the constraint, so it is the separated with the comma, or you can directly cut here and you can write here just after this. So both the way will work. If you are writing here, then you need not to put a comma, but you are writing it's called as a outline. Okay, this will also work. Oh sorry, you also have to put a square bracket and at the end for this, which is the table part. So this will also work. It's called a outline. Okay, now you see that primary key has been created on the course id column. So here I set on the course id. So now primary key has been created, and now I insert some value here, insert into, then you will say where, into course. So I will say values, I will say 1452 1 for .NET, C++, SQL and C. So now you see that, oh I forgot it here, my course table, course id integer, and what's wrong with that, it's a saying violation of primary key, cannot insert duplicate. Oh sorry, both are the duplicates, so I will restrict here. So you will see that 5 automatically goes at the end of the record. As I have said, this is the primary key, and primary key always follow the order. So now 5 by default goes at the end. So here primary key has been applied on the course id. In the same way I will do with that. And here when you refresh this, you will say that primary key always are not null. Okay, otherwise when you make a table by default for the another thing, you have to say not null. Okay, not null, otherwise it will accept the null value. So like if you want to say course name must not be not null, then you have to say not null. Okay, but when you are creating a primary key always by default not null. So if you check that, it will show a not null here. I refresh it here, then you will see at, so it's by default not null, whether I'm writing or not writing, but when you are declaring it a primary key, then by default it will be not null. If you see the course name is a null, so so it means that if you do not supply anything, then course name would be null. Like if you say, like if you insert some values, insert into course values. Oh sorry, if you are not going to supply any value, then you have to say when you are, whom you are going to supply the value. So I am saying here I am going to supply value only for the course ID, so then I will say values, then this value goes only for the course ID. I say course ID which is 10, then I select this and I run this. So when you say this is the null, but what happen if you say I am not going to supply any value for the course ID and you are going to supply the value only for the course name? So I say any kind of the, like I say for language Perl, then you will see that course name is not set to not null, then it will restrict as you are supplying null value, so it will not accept a null records, as already it's mentioned about not null would not be accepted. So now it's about the syntax. I am telling you how do you apply the constraint. The syntax is that, like create table name, and then you will say like a column name, data type, you can say null or not null. If you're writing, if I'm writing anything in square bracket, it's not optional. So if you are not supplying, it's not applying anything, then by default it's a null value. Okay, first value is there, exist always. So n number of column you can say that, and next, and then again you will say about the constraint. Constraint concept is always the same. You will say constraint name, and then type of the constraint, whether it's a primary key, foreign key, and then you will supply the name of the column on which primary key you are applying, so on, and then you will close the format. So in this way you will create a primary key, and see what happens there. If it's a primary key you are applying on a first column, only a single column, so when you want to put a records on a multiple column, like if you want to check columns, three things has been done, which is inline, outline or without name. Without name it means a random name, so here I applied a primary key with the name. So if you want to apply a primary key on a multiple columns, a multiple column, it means that you are restricting the duplicate entry on the multiple columns of the combination. Like I'm saying, I'm making a table, create table, and this is the like a team table. In team table I am restricting the name, duplicate name entry, but first name and last name on the basis of the first name and last name. See the example how is being. So I say f name varchar, simply I say its size is 20, and again L name for last name, varchar 20, and maybe CT varchar IC, it's also 20. And now it's a time to make a constraint. Okay, so I say a constraint, name of the constraint over, I'm saying name of the constraint over name, so which is the f and L name. I'm saying it's a primary key, then I will say it's a primary key. So I am saying that I am applying a primary key in both the column. So I will say first name and L name. Okay. So finally I will close the bracket and I execute this. And I say for select star from team TBL, sorry. Team TBL. Okay, now table has been created. Now this time I am supplying some name insert into team TBL values, which is Rahul, which is Rahul and Kumar, and city is like Mumbai. Again I say insert into team TBL values Manish, Kumar, and city again Mumbai. And again I say insert into values Rahul Mishra and city New Delhi. Okay, so see here each of the combination, if you see normally if you apply a primary key on a first column then it would restrict you, but you applied here a primary key on the combination of the column, so it will always check the combination of the column only. It doesn't matter whether it's a first column has the repeating value, but ultimately all the combination would not be repeated. So now if you see that here a Manish is a single but Kumar is the 2 times, but if you apply a primary key in a particular column then it would restrict you to duplicate entry. But when you see the first is the Manish Kumar and again if you see the Rahul Kumar, okay, so in third you see the Rahul Mishra. So if you check the combination which is the Manish Kumar is always a unique, Rahul Kumar is always a unique, Rahul Mishra always a unique. Okay, so in the same if you say like a Kumar Rahul, then again it would be combination would be unique, so it will allow to make a entry in this way because you are applying primary key on both the column. So using the both the column you can also make a primary key concept. Okay, so now you seen that how you create the primary key, and now I will see that what happen if you have already created a table and later you keep in mind that you must make a primary key, like adding something primary key about on the later after the table of the creation. So this topic here comes like if you already created a table and later you come in mind you need to add a primary key. So the same thing either here I had done in creation of the table. Now I see I use this table again. I drop this table team TBL and I create here again. This time I am not using this here. Now I see the table has been created and there is no primary key. I am not saying about a primary key. So later you come in mind you need to add a primary key. So the same way you will say the alter the table. Alter table, name of the table which is team TBL, and now you will say add constraint. So the same way always the name of the constraint I say it's a primary key primary key on first name and L name. It's a primary key. I'm giving a conventional name. So type of the primary key, I'm saying type of the constraint, which is the primary key. So I'm using the first name, which is the column name, and saying L name. Okay. So now my table or alteration has been done. Doesn't matter whether you are making a primary key before inserting a data or after the inserting the data. If you are making a before inserting the data, it's okay, but keep in mind, if your data has duplicate, then you cannot make a primary key if already has been inserted the data. So you need to keep in mind. So here I create, yeah, it's saying that your column is already set as a null. So before going that, you have to also alter the table so that null value would not be accepted. So simply I'm saying this time I'm dropping a table, but as I alter the table last time I said, you can do in the same way. Team TVL, and I say here not null, and also for this not null. Now table has been created and I made it a primary key. Not null, not null. Table is the TeamDB. Fname null. Oh sorry, I made it not null over CT. My mistake. It must be here. I run here. And I created the table, and later I apply here for the constraint. Now constraint has been applied, and you can make and insert the data. So in this way you can make and insert the table, add the constraint later, and the same way you can drop that constraint in the same way like you drop a column. So if you say like you want to drop, then you will say alter table, name of the table team TVL, and drop constraint, name of the constraint. So name of the constraint is this. Now has been dropped. So if you want, you can make a duplicate entry again and again. So now this time you will not restrict to you. Okay, so duplicate entry has been done. So it's about a primary key. Any confusion related how to apply or how to drop any new situation, if you come in your mind, you can ask here. Now I dropped na. Here I dropped. Lastly I showed how. So the Rahul is inserted twice. If you see this 3 record, Rahul is 2 times. But you also see last name, which is first is the Rahul Kumar and second is the Rahul Mishra. So you have to see the combination. Not here. If you see the primary key, it's applied on the 2 column. So always check the combination. Clear to you? If not clear, I show you. I drop the table, and here I made it, and I made a constraint. Okay, constraint has been applied. So firstly I run this query. Here it will accept, because the combination is the always the unique, like Manish Kumar is unique, Rahul Kumar is unique, and Rahul Mishra is the combination. It's not Rahul and Mishra, Rahul Mishra, it's a combination, so it's always a unique. It's a different. Okay, so see again here, if I try to make this entry again, then it will Rahul Kumar is already here, then this time it will not allow. I try to execute this, then you see that's the violation of the primary key, because Rahul Kumar is already inserted. Are you getting that? Like see, Rahul Kumar is here. If you say like Kumar Rahul, then it will accept. Kumar Rahul, it will accept, because it's a different combination. So Rahul Kumar and Kumar Rahul, it's a Kumar Rahul, it's a Rahul Kumar. It's a combination would be like this. If I say F name plus L name, then finally in this way it will check in here which is Kumar Rahul. It's always a unique. It's a unique and it's a unique. Okay, so it will work on the combination basis. It is the better way. Whether you are not allowed to make a like a ID column or such a thing, then you can make a primary key or unique entry on the basis of the column combination. Okay, so like if you want to make a combination with the first name, last name, and their date of birth, so it will also work in your table, because these three combination is rarely any possibility to maybe duplicate with another entry. So you can make, sorry, yes. If you apply here directly primary key, actually you are applying using two columns. So always you know already that a primary key can't be a null. I think you already maybe know that. If you are applying a multiple, it's also called a composite primary key. Okay, so composite primary key you can't make in a line. How you will say that it's a primary key or it's this primary key? Because here you will say a primary key maybe only once in a table. So in a place you can't say two things simultaneously. You can say here in this way, like this way, constraint, name of constraint pk l f name of the constraint which is primary key, and you will say which column, f name and l name. Okay, it is the at the time of the creation of the table. Yeah, but technically index is a little bit different thing. I'm just saying that it's index, but technically index is the different thing. I will later see how is index work really technically. So you will call it as a primary key, foreign key, because if you say it's a index, then might be other technical person say maybe disagree with you, because technically it's a different thing. Actually it's an index itself, but it's also has a major feature of the primary key. Index is the feature is only, ordering is the feature of the indexing. Okay, but it has not only indexing, it also making a avoiding a duplicate entry and so many things it work. So you can't say it just as an index. And if you notice here, then both the combination are always follow there the way of the ordering, like Kumar Rahul. If you entry make anything later like Abhilash Sharma, then A is a first character in terms of the way here, like a dictionary way, alphabetical way, then that entry would be on a first instance. So it will always maintain its order on the combination basis. So later we will see in details when we go for the index, but right now it about a primary key and a foreign key, and all the combination and all the advanced level here I will cover here. So now I go for here I told, so the same way I also told you how do you drop the constraint. If you drop the primary key, then it will accept all the duplicate entry, okay, because here primary key has been deleted. In this way you can drop a constraint, and that's why I force you to put a primary key on your name. Like if you are putting any constraint in your table, then it's good if you write down constraint name in this way, so that you can give it your name whatever you like. If you do not give it name, then it will always generate here a random name, okay, here it will generate a random name. So that's why I'm asking you, if you see in the key, then you can see that now I had dropped, so that's why it's not showing here. Otherwise it will show there a key, it's a random name for the primary key. So now I come for the next thing, which is the foreign key. A foreign key is has a much more features, and it will really give you a real power to the database. So foreign key, last time I told how do you create a foreign key. It's the similar to the primary key, but only different is that primary key cannot make an entry like a duplicate entry, sorry, null entry. Primary key cannot have a not a single time any null value can accept a primary key. Primary key always needs a value, always needs a value with a unique value. But see here, I said I'm using a course table, okay. So select course, select start from course. So already I said this is the primary key, course ID is a primary key. So now I'm going to make a student table, and I will use student. Select from student. I think student table does not exist. Okay, a student table does not exist, so I will create table student. Then I will say roll number, which is integer, student, varchar I say 50, and name of the course ID, which is integer. So here I am saying that I am making a primary key so that this course ID can be any value which only exists here. So if it's 30, then it will not allow to insert any records here in a student. So it will always can insert 1 or can be entry 1, maybe 4, maybe 5, or maybe 2. But if you want to enter like 6, then it will not accept. So before making any value to entry here, then firstly you need to here update that value. So if it exists 6, then it will accept the 6 student table, okay. So this is the concept. So here, see here, so if you are making this primary key, do not think about the column name may be anything, just I need to have it's a concept or relationship. So I will enforce this, that course ID would be primary key have a relationship with this course ID, with this, okay. So here I am declaring a constraint in the same way earlier I had done with primary key or other kinds of the constraint. So I say here course ID, directly you can do here or later you can do that, it doesn't matter. Then so if I say here, like I will say course ID, I say course ID would be constraint. So follow the same concept, constraint, name of the constraint I am saying it's a foreign key, then whatever name you want you can give its name. So I am saying name of the table, which is course, then course ID. This convention I am following here. Then you will say what is this? It's a foreign key. Foreign key. And whom you are referring, then you need to put it references type, sorry, references. Then name of the column, what is the column? The column name is the course. Okay, so I will say course is the table name. My mistake, it's a table name, and inside the table name or inside the square bracket or curly bracket, then you need to column name course ID. Okay, so now this is the primary key, which is the course ID, and how it's related, it's referring with the course table and name of the course ID, which is the column. Okay, so now I am run this. Now primary key, foreign key has been created. So if you would like to see there, then you can see here. I refresh this. Now you see that this is no, sorry, I have to refer the student table now. So this is the foreign key I said in the key. You will see which is the foreign key, FK course name. Okay, so here I have not made any primary key, so that's why index is the blank. And if you say check for the column name, then you can see that. So here I didn't say about a course ID is a primary key, not null, so it's a showing as a null. Student is here just a normal, which is the allowed to null. Now I am trying to insert some values here. Insert into student. I say values. Now if I say which is course ID, like what's the course ID here is this. I run this. So 1 to 10. Okay. Now I try to course ID, which is 3. Then put down, sorry, in this way I have to insert the value in the student table. Roll number is 11, which is 11. Name of student, which is Tom. And course ID, the name, what's the course ID? I can see the course ID 3. Okay, see here what happened. It's a saying that it's a violation of the foreign key. It means that in a parent table is the table where you are referring. So course ID is being referred from the course table, so it's the parent table, and it's the child table. Like here, if you see, it's a parent table because it's being referred and it is using that key, so it's a child table. Student is a child table, so it is saying that you can refer only the course IDs available in the parent table. So if I say like course ID 2, then it will accept. Oh sorry, this is which is the course ID 2 is the C++. So now if you see the entry has been accepted, entered. So now entry has been done here. Okay, so in this way you can make a, if you make a duplicate entry, it will allow you to make a duplicate entry. It's just a foreign key. It will just only the validate the data, that particular data on which primary foreign key you have applied, that must be always exist in the your parent table. So in parent table course ID existing, so multiple student can be enrolled for the same course ID. So in this way, the concept of making a primary foreign key is that it's a little bit technical. So technical is that, suppose if you are writing here a course name. Okay, so writing a course name, if you are writing directly a course name, like here Tom is enrolled for C++. Again this is this person. Like if I say John, I make a some data this. Delete. Okay. equal 11. Okay. So I say 1 POM, and this also enroll for 2. So the technical thing is that suppose if here we are writing directly C++ and C++ and C++, or any other person like who is the SQL Server which course ID is 5. So if I am writing directly SQL Server and C++, so technically the reason is that why I am not referring, because if such a thing has been changed in our data, like is the course, so later if we are trying to call it like a C++, or if you want to change like SQL Server, so later we want to say it's Microsoft SQL, so I have to change here multiple times and multiple things, and maybe the same course course ID can be referred in another table like a finance table, fees table, whether students are paying their fees, and we are maintaining their record with their roll number and their course ID and their payment details. So I have to maybe change the 3 to 4 tables differently, but what happens, we are referring here, this course ID is directly being referred, like here course ID C++, so in finance table particular candidate is being referred with this. So simply I will change here, like here C++ is not, I will say here like a different course like SQL Server, I am saying it Microsoft SQL. So once I update here, then all the table automatically being updated, otherwise I have to update the same thing 3 to 4 tables manually. And another thing is that if you check it here SQL Server, so 3, 6, 7, and there it almost consists of 10 character. Okay, SQL it's a 3 character, 1 is space 4, and server is 6, so it's a consisting 6 characters. So it means that again and again you are writing the same thing for other tables, and each and every table who is related with the details, so it will occupying always the 6 character, but if you are referring, then it is always taking a 1 character. So technically we will see when we go for the data type, then in detail we will do that. Otherwise the concept is this, if you are writing directly here like SQL Server, then how you can restrict someone, so might be other people can write here like Microsoft SQL Server, other people can write here MS SQL Server, so always the value would be different. That's why we follow here the foreign key and primary key concept. So if you want to make a if you want to ask, you can ask. Are you asking something? No, you can't make it a primary key. Actually you can make it apply a foreign key, sorry, not a foreign key, you can put it using a unique key. I will also explain that later, why you can't use the yeah you can't. Yeah no it's not possible, because suppose if you are not enforcing it a primary key, okay, so what happen if here 2 is for C++, again 2 for Python or C++, Python, here again if what happen if here course ID again 2 for the like Python, so how will you relate that which particular person is enrolled for these 2 or these 2? If suppose here it's not a primary key, then it will accept the duplicate key. Very simply I am saying that you can't. Okay, yeah I'm going to explain that. I am saying that in most of the book you will see that you can't make a primary key, sorry, you can't make a foreign key, or you can make a foreign key only for the primary key, but later here I will show you that you can also make a unique key, also make over unique key also. Definitely you can make a foreign key over unique key and a primary key. So this is the same way. If you forget to create a foreign key at the initial or at the time of the table creation, so later you can do the same way, add a constraint with, okay, like altering the table. I need to explain or shall I go for next? Yeah, here you can assign the multiple columns. I am showing you, okay. Again I am making another table. Select star from team DB, sorry, it's been deleted. Create table, parent table, I say here parent, and I say here like blood group, where I say here like 5 digit only, and again I say city, where 20 digit. So I am going to use it as a primary key, so that I will say not null, okay. And yeah, name where I say 30, and here I add a primary key PK, blood group, and CT, and I will say it's a primary key. So column name is blood group, and CT. So table has been created. I insert some values like insert into parent. I say here blood group is like O, and CT is equals Mumbai, and the name is like Tom. Again I say next for the records like AB, and again city is New Delhi, and name is John. Select star from parent. Oh, sorry. I forgot to add here values. So now I added here some records. So now I make here a child table. So here I am using what happened to my internet, sorry guys. So here I am saying, so it doesn't matter whether your column name are the same sequence or not. So here I am saying that like a city varchar I say 20 and I say blood group, which is again varchar I say here 30. Oh sorry, 4 5. So, data type always must be the same. Data type cannot be different. Okay, you need to keep in mind. And blood group, and what I'm saying, child name blood group, and I say name of organization varchar I say department name and its size is varchar 20. Now I say to apply here constraint, I am saying it's a foreign key, name of the constraint. So I am saying parent B and C, which is blood group and city name, and here I am saying foreign key. I will say references because in your table may be multiple references, multiple tables, so you will say which table you are using. So I am saying it's a parent table, so give it's the name which is blood group and city. Is it something wrong? Let us execute, then try to evaluate what this. Constant foreign key, blood group and city. City, blood group, foreign key, references, parent. Maybe I had made some typo error. Create table child, I say here blood group varchar 5 and depth varchar 20, and again city varchar 20. Constraint fk parent city and blood group, foreign key, references, parent table, and I am saying blood group and city. Yeah, it's the same. So what's the issue with that? Number of referencing column in foreign key difference from number of referenced column table child. Oh, sorry. Here you also have to tell now which column you are using as a foreign key here. So I will also here also I need to tell which column you are using as a foreign key. So I need to tell. Okay, so the thing is that when you are saying a foreign key, then you also need to tell itself which column you are using. It's this column, it means the foreign key. Here this is okay. So here I am changing something different. I am telling it group of blood, so that it's a little bit city name. So this thing would be referred here, also must be mentioned here. So that it would be very clear that which of the column of the itself child table being as a foreign key. So here it's about a parent table name, tables column name, and here it's name of the itself a child tables column name. Okay, so now this time it will work. Now table has been successfully created. So now here already has been inserted some table. Now here I will inserted some entry. So this time I am select star from child. So here I will try to make some entry like insert into child values. If I say like O and city equals Mumbai, then I say department equals HR. Then see here select star from parent as well child, select star from sorry. Okay, so now I made here an entry. So reason is because that if you see that O and Mumbai does not exist in a parent table. If you see that O as well Mumbai, why it's not being inserted? O and Mumbai, blood group is O, city is Mumbai. It's not about the first column, second column, it's about the name of the column. So I am saying that O must be blood group. Oh sorry, city name is later. Yeah, got it. Department is the second person, you are right. Okay, so O and Mumbai is here. Okay, so O and Mumbai will accept here, and you will see that entry has been successfully here. Okay, so what happen if I say O and New Delhi or anything which is not here? If I say like Mumbai in this way, then again it will not accept, because both the combination does not exist in our primary table, our parent table. So O is there but Mumbai is not here, MUMBAI. So the same way if I try to ND New Delhi, so with the combination of O and ND which is New Delhi, so it doesn't exist, so it will entry not be here. So if you check here, then again you say that New Delhi does not have any entry here, not possible. So this is the combination of the foreign key. Any confusion here? Query? Yeah, it's yeah, it may be. You are asking that, yeah, you are asking that, yeah, you are asking that a foreign key or it means that this blood group is different table are coming, and this city name is coming from the different table. Okay, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 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 you can. uh, I'm thinking your question is that uh, suppose this is the parent table and this is a child table, and you are asking that in the child table like a blood group is being referred from the another third table. Okay, and the city name is being referred from the fourth or fifth table, the same question. Okay, okay, so you can make as a different foreign key, but not of the combination of the foreign key. Not in this way. You can apply it. It will work a individual as a foreign key. Like a blood group will always check the blood group of the blood group related table, which is you said first, which is the second table. So blood group always will be checked only consisting of the OBC, which is including in the second table. Okay, and same city name would be always checked from the third table, whether it's a having Mumbai, Delhi, then it will be exist the entry, but you can't make the combination of this and this. Blood group and city name you can't make the combination. Same like here you are making a combination of AB and New Delhi, so it works as a combination. But if you making a individual foreign key, the same way foreign key here, if you are individually want to check, blood group must be AB, and you do not want to be depend with the city name combination, so both will be checked separately. Like the same your query would be here, like if I am saying here blood group of OB and C, so it's always work for the combination. But if you are saying that here entry would be possible, AB and Mumbai would be possible as your situation, because that time you are not checking the combination. Am I able to clear you? Okay, let me open my Excel sheet. I am trying to explain you here. So no, I can't understand Telugu. I'm trying to explain you in this way. Excel sheet I will help you. Yeah. Yeah. Here. You mean to say that here directly? No. No. You can't do that here, but you can make here as a separate constraint key. Okay, so you have to write this in different way. Now here you will say another constraint. Okay, no, so that way you are asking, it's not possible. Like you want to say like this way, na? Like this way. If I, this way, na? No, it's not. No, it will not work. See, the reason is that the foreign key or any kind of the constraint, it always exists entire database a single. Okay, suppose if I want to say you like, you are creating a table, create table. I say here id as integer, I say here constraint pk id and primary key. Okay, so if you say another table like mark or anything, role constraint pk role. Okay, so when you are applying, you are using the same key here. Okay, so what happens that this primary key is, if you see logically, it's the for primary key for this, but technically if I say like this, okay, if you technically see that, if you see that, you will say this is the different table and this is the different table, so this primary key would be for this and this primary key would be for this. Okay, but technically individual constraint it always a unique entire the database. So my class, in my class pkid, you can't make a for foreign key or unique key, can't be, because this is a reserve for entire database. So the same thing here apply here. This constraint must be exist a single entire the database, but you are referring for the different table also, then how is it possible? It is the violation of database itself. Okay, id constraint, yeah, sorry, I made again mistake. I execute it one by one. Create table, oh sorry, execute this successfully and I try to execute it. So now you see the error. So if I say pkid 2 or 3, then it will work. So it's a saying na pkid in the database. Yeah, individual of the constraint is always must be unique. I can show you that there is a command, it's a details about the select star from information schema dot check constraint. So here is all of the constraint, but if I am not saying about anything, constraint constraint referential constraint. So the same way, referential constraint, I am not telling about any table name. Okay, so it's a referential integrity. What is the maybe foreign key, primary key? So if you see that fk course id is a foreign key, this is a foreign key. Again here you see the primary key. Okay, so it's the way how database actually works. So when you are making, technically you do not notice, but a database automatically manage itself. But when you technically check, you will know that why that is possible or not possible about the constraint name. Okay, if not clear, ask. I will try to explain, maybe also with example. Okay. Okay, thank you. That's good. If you ask a question, it means that you show some interest. Okay, I had done with multiple columns, delete, update. Okay, yeah. So disable dropping foreign key. Okay. So fourth, I am telling this later. See here. So as here I had made these two things, but now I want to enforce this entry again. Like I want to make an entry AB and Mumbai, O and ND. O and ND right now not possible. If I try to insert here, if you try to insert here, then you will see that it's not possible. Okay, so I have another commands. So here I will make a constraint which is the foreign key. I will disable this. Okay, so disabling foreign key. See here. Disable foreign key. So if you want to make a enforce this entry, if you directly try to, then you can't, and it will throw an error because of the validation. So here I will make one thing, that I will disable. So I will ask for alter table, name of the table which is the child. You mean to say that you want to enforce in a child table, because you have applied foreign key itself in a child table. Okay, so you will say no check constraint. What is the name of the constraint? Name of the constraint is fk. That's why I always enforce you to put its a logical name. If you do not put its name, then automatically SQL Server give it a random name. Okay, so now I have disabled this. Now if you make an entry, then it will not check a foreign key, and your entry would be successfully. Okay, so now your entry has been accepted. Now here I made OHRND. Okay, so if you check here, but if you see in parent table, it's the violation of the foreign key. But what happened here, I have disabled. That's why we are able to put an entry again. Okay, so now if you want to again reactivate the foreign key, then you can say here enable. So you will say here check. This time you will say check. So the entry has been done, it's okay, but later it will not allow. Okay, now it's been activated, and that entry would be remain here. You see that OHRND, O and ND, which is O and ND, is not possible here, but it's been entered. But again if you try, then it will not accept, because check has been activated again. Okay, so it will restrict you to make an entry. Okay, so see here what happened. Now I see here. So what can I do that? I'm not going with that. I'm going to very simple. So our logic would always be clear. I'm using the same table, which is course. Select start student course. Okay, so here I executed both the table, and see here what happened. Suppose yeah, this is the course ID and this is course ID being referred. Okay, so think again, like if in a parent table, in a child table, I can't made it here, I can't change here, because it will always check from here. So what happen if I try to change here the course ID, which is 2, and if I try to make it delete or update, so will it allow or not? So see here, it will not allow, na? But what happen if it's necessary to delete you? What the situation may arise here, or if may possible you want to update or delete or any kind of, like if you want to delete, then what happen here? Because in real world there may be some situation. So basically there are the 4 situations what we see there, which is the on action, delete, update and cascade. So I write down the all the things as a syntax. Basically there is a no action, it is by default on delete no action and on update no action. So I created this table like select star from student. So it's upon me how we declare our table column and foreign key. Like I have roll number which is integer. I didn't say it's null or not null, and again I say which is student. So again it's a varchar, it's a size was varchar. Suppose it was 30. Okay, and this was the course ID. Course ID, it's integer. Okay, so here I said like a constraint, it's a foreign key, I referred it course, and name of the foreign key, okay, and which column I had applied. So I applied on column which is course ID itself, and where I referred it to reference it course table. Okay, course table, and name of the column is course ID. But this something what I do, we skip here something, we skip here such a thing here. So there is always you have to mention on delete. So what you want, like you want to, like by default it's a no action. Okay, that's the reason it restrict always to do anything to us. So it's a cascade means it allow to you what you want to do. That you want to change, update, delete, it will allow. Say not null, set null, it means that when you delete, then in the child table it would be null itself. Set default is the different thing, I will tell later, but for right now know that default means that if you do not make any entry in particular tables, like when I created this table and I am not giving any value in a course name with course ID. So if I say the default is like a Java, so if I make a course ID here, like insert into course table, and course ID value would be 12, and I'm not going to give any course name, then it will be automatically get a Java for course number 10, 12, 11, or any value you are giving. If you are giving any value like a Python or anything, then it will accept, but if you are ignoring the value, then by default value it will take. So the same thing, like if you say for set default on delete any value, like if I delete 5 or if I delete 2 is being referred here. So I set in the creation of the foreign key, then if I delete this 2 from here, from the parent table, so this will would be Java itself, because I set in foreign key creation, it would be set as a default. So default already in the creation of the table I set, so it will take. But keep in mind, set a default comes from the parent table. Okay, so you need to set default in a parent table at the time of the creation, so automatically it would be a Java. Okay, so it's about the delete, the same thing on update. So by default it also no action, that's why it restricts to make any changes. By default it is. So cascade, set null, and set default. Okay, and later this bracket must be closed down at the end. Okay, so now I am going to again do the same thing here. I will make these changes. I will drop where I have created this table. Yeah. So now come I here, I come here. Now I make here like it's about a foreign key, sorry. So in foreign key I say sorry, drop to the student. I create it here again, create table student, start from course, then I say roll int and yeah, name varchar which is 20 and name, roll number and course ID int. So see here, I am not saying it would be null or not null. Okay, so if you say not null, then if you say not null, then when you delete anything in a parent table, then it would be deleted because it cannot accept null. Okay, so I am not saying it null or not null, otherwise you can say it null. It's okay. So now it's time to make a foreign key. So I say constraint, name of the constraint, referring table course and course ID. It's a foreign key and references course sorry, I forget here to add name of the column. I try to do one thing here. Yeah, so see here, notice one thing that if you make a column, then you need to have supply the name of the column itself here from this table, from the child table. Okay, because if you are separating it, if you are not separating, then by default it will take to the consecutive column itself. So now I do all that here, but again I have to do this, apply these all things. So I will apply this thing here. I will say on delete. By default it's all delete as a no action. Okay, but I'm not saying no action, I'm giving, I want to set it something. So I want to say like a cascade. So cascade, if you say cascade, then you would be able to delete any records has been referring from the parent table. You can easily drop that. So like here I want to insert some values, insert into student values. I want to say which is roll number is 101 and name is like a Tom, and the course ID which is 5, our course ID is which is 2. I want to give it 2. Okay, so now if I try to select this course, select student, and you will see that both the entry has been done. Now if I try to delete, then you will see that firstly I will try to show you on update. Sorry, on update I have not given anything on update, so by default on update no action. So I try to update. What's the name of the table, which is the course. Update course, set course ID equals 20, where course ID equals 2. So by default it's no action, so I can't do any update, okay, because it's no action. I have not given on update about not on update, so by default it will take a no action. But if I try to delete, then see here, delete name of the table, which is course, and where I want to delete, I will say delete course where course ID equals 2, as being 2 is referred. Other I can do that, like if you want to delete or update anything like 1, 4, 5, 10, it would be possible, but the value which has been referred, that can't be changed normally. But if you want to delete, then you will see that course ID 2 has been deleted because I said cascade. So cascade, it means that this record always also be done with that. So I said course ID is null. So see that what happened, I deleted and now I see here. So now if you delete it, then here it would be deleted itself from the record here, because you allowed having cascade. Okay, yeah, voice is breaking. Okay, see there, I made in here entry. Okay, oh sorry, it's not possible to make an entry here. So this time I am making an entry which is like a 5. Okay, because 2 is not exist here and 2 has been deleted, that's why we are not able to refer that. Now I made an entry and I see here which is the SQL server, which is 5. Okay, so this is being referred. So at the time of the table of the creation, I said on delete cascade, so it means that we can do the delete which is being referred. Normally if I want to delete 5, it's not possible to delete. If I want to delete or update 1, 4 or 10, that's the possible, because it's not being referred, so it's easy to change. But for 5 it's not normally possible. So the same way, if I want to update like 1, 4, 5, 10, so it's easy to update 1, 4 and 10, easy to update. But if I say about 5, it's not possible. But when you see that here, like I said here on delete, if you try to delete 5, it's possible, because I said cascade. Cascade means that if you delete from any records which also being referred or not referred from the parent table to child table, so parent table 5 is being referred to the child table, so it's possible to delete. As I said, cascade, on delete cascade, by default it's a not action, by default it's no action. So no action means it always restrict you to no action, so you can't delete or update for both. On delete no action, on update no action, but by default we do not write on delete no action, and same on delete no action we do not write, but by default it take place automatically. So if you want to allow to delete, then you have to say on delete cascade. And the same way, if you want to say here that on delete set null, so it will put here null value. Okay, like if I delete here from the parent table, which is the 5. Okay, see here, if I delete here, which is the course 5, I am trying to delete in a parent table, but you will see that it will also delete it from the child table. Okay, so I am saying delete. Firstly, if I say like for 5, I want to say here update 50. See like that, which is 5, and I want to change here update as a 50. But notice 5 is already being referred here. So I try to update, then it will show as a no action. So 0 record has been updated, as here on update no action, so no action has been applied, and you will notice that 5 has been still the same, it's not being updated because by default it's updated as a no action. But I given a control to do with delete, and I try to delete 5. So see here, 5 I deleted from the parent table, but you will notice it's also removed from the child table. Okay, yeah, cascade, it means it's normally allow you to do that. No, I said by default it's no action. On update no action, whether I'm writing or not writing here, but by default it take place. On update no action as well, on update no action, by default it take place. Yeah, if you drop the references, then you can do anything, na? Because relationship has gone. You mean to say that you are asking to drop the constraint, if I am correct? Your word is the same. See here, I am trying to explain. Are you saying this thing? Like here I am not saying anything. At the table creation, are you want to say this thing, or are you want to say dropping this constraint using drop command? Are you talking about this query? Here I have not mentioned on cascade, on delete, nothing has been mentioned. See here, I say here it's I'm not writing here anything, but by default SQL Server consider this by default. If you are not putting anything, it's a by default. If you are not writing anything, by default it take place, whether you writing or not writing this. So it will take place, no action. So the same here also, on delete, on update also. But you put here anything like this, then it will follow that on update cascade that way. Okay, I hope it's clear to you clearly. Okay, so it's about a cascade. So another thing is that you want to say that hey, it's okay, drop the records from here, but let me see the record here, roll number 101 and name is Tom and course ID must be blank, but I want record here. So you will follow set null. Okay, here you will say, yeah, here you will say on delete set null. Okay, so I drop the student table itself and I create again. I put here some entry in respect of the, so this time I will say .NET. Okay, so which is 1. So now one entry has been inserted in student table. Now one entry has been inserted in student table. So see that this time I said set null. It means that here it would be null, but this roll number 101 and name of Tom would remain here. Okay, so I say delete parent table whether course ID is 1. Okay, so see there, it's been deleted and now my value is still null. Okay, so this time my record is there and it been null. Okay, so when you are setting it null, you have to keep in mind at the table creation, like here you said course ID integer. Okay, you put here null. Okay, by default it's null. I have written to understand you null. If you say not null, are you listening me? Hello? So if you say, yeah, if you at the table of the creation you set not null, okay, and you are saying here on delete set null, so it would not be null, it would be deleted complete record. Okay, so you have to keep it in mind you need not to say not null. Okay, put it a blank or put it leave it, or you say it would be null. Okay. Okay, so see the third thing, first thing, second thing, third thing has done. And set default. Set a default is different thing. Before that I have to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I come here, I have two constraints are also here, which is the check constraint and default constraint. So I will go with that one by one. Yeah. So if I say about a default, okay, so a default, it means that if you are not putting any value, okay, hello, yeah, if you are not putting any value, then default value take place. Suppose I create a table. So default, it is the same here, I am explaining, and you can do that. So I say here like yeah, create table which is person table. Okay, so you will say like yeah, id integer, name varchar, I say here 50, and third thing I say about like a gender, I say varchar and 10 digit. And by default I want to say it's sorry, I say by default it must be male. Okay, so see here, insert into person, I say id equals id and name, then I say values which is 101 and name equals Tom, and this time I am not supplying the gender details. Okay, so you will notice that gender automatically captured as a male. So you will notice that I have not entered for the male. By default it will take as a male. Okay, and if you are inserting any value, then by default it, sorry, normally it will take as a, normally it should insert into, I said 103 and name equals like John, and I say gender equals male or female or anything. So that default value would, sorry, what I made it a mistake, star, oh sorry, I forget to insert values. So the default value you have set, once you deleted, then default value take place at the null value already, as I had done here. Okay, if you said in that table, in your student table, here must be the default value, so default value from the parent table it would be here. Okay, so at the time of the creation of parent table you have to declare default value as this, or you can do that as the altering of the table and column data type, you can alter as well default. Okay, and the same thing you can, if you want to alter anything, like here you want to say default is male. Voice is not coming. Now is it clear to hear you? I can't do that. I am trying to use my best network. I have two internet connection, but due to here some fog, Okay, no issues, see there, and in the video recording you can check there. Okay, in 10 minutes I will finish this session, because if you are facing internet issue then only 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm trying to say that if you want to change your default value, then now if you feel like that you want to default value not male, it must be female, so you will say that like alter command. So you will say alter table, name of the table, which is the person table, and add constraint. Yeah, are you listening me? Can you check the recording? Only 5 minutes. Okay, no issue, I will record here. If you want, then drop it, I will tomorrow explain also. Okay, and I just wanted to say that this is also a kind of the constraint, but same like primary key we gave a constraint name and other constraints, so also we do the same thing here. So firstly I drop this table person and I deleted that, and here I am not declaring the default value. I normally create a table, and I do that I want to add here a constraint as a female by default value. Okay, so I will say alter table, name of the table which is person, and then I say add constraint, name of the constraint def gender female. This is the name, whatever you want, like you can put this name, and I say default must be female for gender. Okay, now this time constraint has been created with the name of this, and when you do not give any gender name, automatically take it as a if I select this table and I want to show you there is no record, and I want to make here some records ID and name with Tom, then you will see that I am not giving any gender details, but by default it will show you as a female, as here I said female is a gender, so by default it's taking, and in this way you can alter the table for the constraint. Okay, so now I stop the recording here, and I am sharing you all the codes, and I will also upload this video and you can also check, then you can check that there, and some part is still pending from the constraint or table integrity, which is the unique and check constraint, these things only, and then tomorrow I will finish with this which is tomorrow I will where is that? Tomorrow I will go with the data type and indexing. Okay, I hope that tomorrow indexing and data type will be finished, because that is the not too big topics, but I personally say about a constraint, SQL constraint, I want to explain it deep down. So thank you. Yeah please. Yeah I'm using the screen recorder. Yeah, it also record. Here is an controls. Let me stop it.